Hello, it's Catherine with Yoga from the Heart with Catherine, and hi, welcome to your yoga practice. Thanks for following me on my YouTube channel. I appreciate that, and you subscribing and sharing it with others. Really appreciate that. Also know that any donations that you send to me are shared with our Lifted Lotus Yoga Collective, Lotus of the Moon team, to keep the studios open, just to make sure that we're doing what we need to do. I am still doing my yoga practice at home. Going to wait a little bit longer before I move into the yoga studio, mostly because I'm at an age group where I'm gonna, get the shot sort of thing, and I just need to be mindful and be careful. So, masking and all those things, those are my choices, all right? And thank you for allowing me to honor my own choices as I would honor yours. So anyway, today's yoga practice is we're just going to see what we got going on. Charlotte decided we needed to do a practice, so she's here. And I'm going to do is draw from my Flower of Life deck. And this is, there we go. I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to see what maybe we're inspired for today's practice. I feel all technology kind of cool, nerdy today. I have a little remote clicker that I can Bluetooth so I can turn on my phone and I don't have to be scrambling over to sit down. I thought, what happened to that? So I tried with it, and guess what? It works pretty darn slick. So we'll see if I remember at the end of the practice to turn it off that route, right? Want you to make sure that you have a block or two and a pillow, maybe from the couch, one of those smaller cushions or a bolster, things that you can use to make your practice as best as it possibly can be. A blanket, towel, anything. Okay. You do what's best for you. Do a little bit of breathing, do my love, maybe some supported poses. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. And I'm not going to say how long it's going to be because sometimes I do that, and guess what? It's never that much. So we'll surprise ourselves. All right, so I've drawn from my deck, and today's card is stillness. Looks like a little small daisy in a field. Let me get my glasses. So you're in that seated position. Put your sits bones in there and just start to work on your breath. Let it flow in and out of you as I read this card that I've drawn for our practice today. Stillness. If your life has become quiet and still in your outer world, no much is happening in your inner world. Deep within, the old and the new are stirring, coming together to form a dreamy liquid creation that oozes into the very fabric of your being. This quiet is the feeling you have when a dream or a desire is on its way. When this occurs, stay in the stillness. Don't look for physical evidence and don't wonder what you have to do to bring it into being or how it will happen. When you feel the stillness, take a breath and go within. Exhale and relax. Allow the breath of life to soothe and ease and soften your entire being. Allow the quiet to be there and move through you. From that quiet, the most beautiful of sounds you will have ever heard and felt become you. You are hearing the whispers of your heart. Listen and hear your wisdom. Wow. Good stuff. Never know what we're going to get. Always feel that there is connection with our practice there to honor our stillness. Let's bring our Sits bones into the earth, crossing the legs or having them long out in front of you. You might even be sitting on a bolster or a block. And let's channel that stillness, that breath, as it moves in and out of us, in through the nose and out through the nose. Perhaps giving yourself an opportunity to do a scan, a gentle physical check on how things are feeling. And acknowledging anything that you don't need. And giving yourself permission to let it go. Anything that's feeling good or healed or better. Recognize that as well and not do it. Knowing that every day our journey is a little different. And even throughout the day, it can be different. And that's okay. Don't rush, don't hurry, just be. Let your breath sink a little deeper into your lungs, into your belly as you inhale. And with your exhale, let it clear and remove staleness, tiredness, fatigue. Breath in, maybe sitting a little taller. Breath out, letting go a little longer. Just find this nice recovery breath, a nice flowing breath. Calming. Bring one hand to your heart, cover it with your other hand. Just press those two hands right to the center of your chest. And here set your intention, your dedication to your practice, whatever it might be. Just to be here, to be kind to yourself, be present right here in this very moment. And when you're ready, bring your palms together there at the center of your chest, letting the thumbs rest on your heart. When you inhale, push those hands up high overhead. Reach up, let your gaze follow. And exhale, release, bringing your hands back down to your lap. Bring your hands back into your heart. Let's do that 2 more times. It's very opening, relaxing, and connecting. Last time. Nice and easy, let the hands drift down to your thighs. Roll your shoulders up and down and back. I want you to connect to your space simply by recognizing what's going on. The first thing we're going to do is let your hands drift comfortably into your lap. Maybe the hands fall down into the center or they rest on your thighs. Just be there. Your eyes wide. Look around you and find 5 things. When you've done that, take a breath in and let it go. Next, we're going to focus on 4 things we can feel. Maybe it's your shirt or the air around you, your pants. 4 things you feel. And when you've done that, take a big breath in and let it go. Moving on to 3 things we can hear. Sounds in the room, your breath, noises from outside. 3 things you hear. And when you've done that, big breath in, big breath out. 2 things we can smell. And when you've done that, a breath in and breath out. And finally, lastly, 1 thing we can taste. Breath in, breath out. Connecting our senses to our practice, being mindful, aware. Very powerful. Right? Let's bring the fingers to the tops of the knees and roll your shoulders up and down and back, stretching that spine. We find some nice easy movements. The head, just easy circles. Nothing crazy. Nice and slow. And stopping and pausing and going the other direction. Starting to warm up the neck and the shoulders. Mindful. And then bring the fingers to the tops of the knees and find your stillness. And I want you to just scoop your back away from you, rolling shoulders in together, finding a seated cat. Tuck that chin down. Maybe you lean back a little. And with the fingers on the tops of the knees, the palms, just lean into front of your body, lifting the shoulders, lifting the chin, looking up to the sky, finding a beautiful scoop through your back. Seated cow. And exhale. Move into that seated cat. Just flowing this breath, this movement. And inhale into that cow. 1 more time. Exhale nice and slow into that cat. And inhale into our cow. Just recognizing we can do cat-cows many different places besides tabletop. Let yourself return to your center seated spot. Maybe you need to uncross your legs and bring them out in front of you. Bring the knees up. Move the legs a little bit. Flexing the feet. And when you're ready, bring your legs back in and crossing them. Not the way you had them. You have to kind of stop and think how that feels. Normally we go to a little uncomfortable spot, and that's okay, right? And if it's just way too uncomfortable, cross them the way that feels best for you, okay? And sometimes when we move into places that are a little uncomfortable, it's good. Flexes our brain muscle as well. Okay. What I'm going to do is bring our left hand to the top of our right thigh and bring that right hand behind us. And I want you to spread your hand super wide. Press it into the earth, close to your body, and kind of walk that elbow in close to your back. So it's an extra supportive spine kickstand. Don't lean into it, but I want you to lift the chin, straighten the spine. And exhale, turn and look over your right shoulder. Don't dump, just stay nice and tall. Lift up. Exhale, twist. 1 more time. Breathe in. And going into a little deeper pause. Yeah. Slowly bring yourself back into center. Let the hands return to the knees. Roll the shoulders if it feels like you need it. And then find stillness. We're going to bring the right hand to the top of the left knee. And that left hand, fingers spread wide, pressing into the earth, lifting up. Exhale. Spine is nice and straight. Looking over that left shoulder. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. 1 more time. Breath in and out. Oh, nice work. Okay. Slowly bring yourself back into center. Shoulders, they are rollers. Yeah. Okay. And what I want you to do is bring the arms out nice and wide, like, oh, capital letter T. Make fists and engage those muscles through the shoulders, muscles in the chest, muscles in the core. Turn and let your palms face the sky. Don't bring any movement to your arms other than just a simple pivot at the shoulders, turning and letting the palms nice and wide face the floor. Let's do that again. Palms to the sky. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Rotate them, bring them back. Nice job. Exhale, release, bring those hands to the top of your knees, roll your shoulders up and down and back. If you need to move your legs, go ahead and do that, stretching them out and then bringing them back into a cross, perhaps the where you were or where you need to be. Okay, honor your body always. Bring your hands to the tops of the ankles, calves area, just let the arms kind of fold into themselves. Okay. What we're going to do is tuck our chin down in toward our chest. Let the jaw be soft. You can keep the lips together. Just don't let the teeth be clenched. All right, you feel a nice opening through the neck and the shoulders. And let's stretch there. All right, and bring that chin back up into center. Sitting a little taller, letting the back of the head hang heavy and the eyes go to the sky. Back into center. I'm going to drop that left ear over to the left shoulder. Be mindful that you're not letting the ear come up. Just kind of try to keep your shoulders flat. In your mind's eye, you're doing your best. Yeah. Inhale, bring your chin into center and let the right ear go over to the shoulder on the right side. I'm not going to touch it, just kind of getting them closer. Right. And inhale, back into center, dropping the chin down to center. Lifting it up, letting the chin and eyes point to the sky, back of the head hangs heavy. Back into center, drawing the left ear to the left shoulder, separating those teeth. Chin into center, right ear over toward the right shoulder. Separating the teeth here too. Back into center. Maybe finding a little bit of movement. All right, nice job. Okay. You ready? All right, let's find ourselves in a tabletop. Just for a breath. I might have to move Charlotte off my mat. Excuse me? Okay. Can we, I guess I'm going to have to just do it on the carpet. Let the cat have the mat. She says, being a yoga cat is hard work around here, guys. Honestly, it is. Okay. Just moving some things out of the way. Like my unicorn pants. That's what I'm calling them because I think they're cool. All right. I'm going to do is bring my fingers spread nice and wide and just drop them down, cushioning onto the mat, onto the earth. Thumbs are slightly tucked in, and my fingers are spread wide, just activating the palms. All right. And then make sure my knees are underneath my hips and my shins and the tops of my feet are straight back. And I can kind of take a peek and make sure that this is true. All right. Okay. And then what I want you to do is just draw that chin in toward your chest. And the reason to do this, it allows us to lengthen from the top of our head all the way down to our tailbone. And as you do this, just kind of soften those shoulder blades so that your spine's not jacked up. We want to just kind of flatten a little bit. All right? It's not natural. We've got to work on it. Pull the belly button in. Really nice and strong through that spine. Okay? And let's flow into a cow. Why not, right? Letting the hips and the head and shoulders come up. Let it drop that belly. Just let it bow down. Hands are spread nice and wide. And with a big exhale, we're going to round those hips in, tuck that chin, push the back and spine to the sky. All right. Active hands here as we inhale and move into our cow. Letting that breath completely fill the lungs as we move. It can go as fast and slow as you want as you move into cat-cow. I like to go a little slower just to be mindful of how my body's feeling, all right? Sometimes you get a spot and you go, wait a minute. You need to pause there and just acknowledge it. Give yourself 2 more cat-cows. And when you're finished, bring yourself back into the neutral tabletop. Just being, yeah. Okay. And we're in that neutral tabletop. I want to drop down onto your elbows, right under the shoulders. Drop down onto each elbow. Bring the hands closer together like they are in a triangle, right under your face. You can interlace your hands or just kind of let them rest by side. The issue is here we want to have those elbows underneath the shoulders because kind of finding a little bit of a cropped table. Knees are still under the hips. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to step that right foot back. Okay, now I'm going to make sure I'm still on the camera. Oh, we are good. All right, so I've got my left knee under my left hip. My elbows are under the shoulders. My hands are just kind of in a tripod, just connecting there. All right, and that right foot is stepped back. The toes are rolled under so that the pad of my foot is on the mat. And we're just gently going to push that heel on that right side back a little bit, shifting the weight on our shoulders. Stretching the back of the right leg, the knee and the tendon and the Achilles, maybe up into the hamstring. Probably feeling it in the foot as well. And we're going to inhale up into the toes. Move the shoulders up and past the elbows. Just stretching. Don't roll the toe yet. I'm going to just come up on the very tip of that big toe on the right foot. Exhale. Just push that heel back. Just getting those shoulders a little bit stronger here. Yeah. And also giving the wrists a break. Inhale up. And exhale back one more time. Okay, this is the last time here. But this time as we move forward, I want you to kind of move so much forward that the top of that right foot flips over and the top of the foot, the toe, is on the mat. Just stretching the top of the foot. Feeling good there. Flip those toes. Bring yourself back into neutral. Drop that right knee. Maybe flow some cat-cows on your elbows. See how that feels. Or if you'd like, you can push yourself back into a child's pose. You choose. Maybe do both. Okay? And then take a breath in and bring yourself back up into the elbows under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, hands are one over the other. And we're going to step the left foot back, giving a little bit of love on the side 3 times as we exhale and push that heel away. Feeling a nice big stretch. Oh, it feels so good. All right. Supporting and balanced here as we inhale, leaning forward, lifting up, right up onto the very pad of that that left big toe. And we exhale. Just kind of pushing back. Okay, just be mindful that you're not jacking your hips up too high, okay? And forward. And exhale, release, going back. Last time here. All right. And this time as we inhale, we're going to come all the way forward so much that we can flip the top of that left foot down onto the mat. Yeah. And then gently flip those toes. Bring ourselves back, dropping onto that knee. Finding cat-cow. Finding some form of child's pose. Yeah. And then slowly bringing ourselves up into tabletop. Stretching those fingers nice and wide. I'm sure glad I have a mat cat. Yeah, she's a stinker. Yeah, a good cat. All right. If you have a block, make sure that you have both of them nice and close. Excuse me as I grab. Just maybe right up toward the top. Just have them close by. Okay, nothing crazy. All right. What I'm going to do is find that tabletop position. All right, you ready? Spread your hands nice and wide. We're going to roll over our toes. And we're going to find our way up into a downward facing dog. Okay, now don't worry if your hands are starting to get cranky. If you need to come back down into that tabletop, you can do that here too. Okay. Just kind of walking the dog. And the thing that's so nice to come out of tabletop is we're able to find almost the perfect alignment for this down dog. Okay, a lot of times when I'm talking, I have my head up just a little bit, but ideally, what we want to do is have those sits bones high and the heels, maybe the knees soft, and heels trying to get down to the earth, bringing my ears onto the inside of my forearms. Yeah, okay. And if it needs to be adjusted a little bit, maybe widen your stance. Make sure it's at least hip width distance apart, and maybe walk your hands out a little bit, especially when you're first starting, okay?
We can sway a little bit side to side and flex those fingers. Keep the knees soft. Maybe lifting up onto the toes and dropping the heels over to the right side, back into center and over to the left. Just feeling it here. Up into center and over to the right. And back into center and one more time to the left. Yeah, okay. And then what we're going to do is just center those feet just a little more. If you need to come down onto your knees, do so. What we're going to do is lift that right foot up. And I want you to step it forward in between your hands. Okay, now we're not going to go skyward, right? Because I want you to do is drop down onto that left knee. If you have your blanket and you need to put it under your blanket, go ahead and do it. Charlotte's on my blanket, so that's what we're going to do for today. If you have a block, go ahead and bring it right underneath your face. Just pretty much by the side of your foot. Okay, we're going to make sure the top of the left foot is on the mat, and that right foot, walk it up and out just a little bit. Okay, all right. So that knee isn't jammed ahead of the ankle. We want it right over or slightly behind. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Maybe slide that left knee back a little bit so the hip flexor feels some love. The block is right next to my foot, and I'm going to bring my hands to that block. And what I just want to do is lengthen up through the spine. And find a little bit of a stretch through that left hip flexor. Okay. Maybe bring my hands down because I'm feeling a little wobbly. I'm just kind of lifting here just a little bit. Feeling some bend through that right knee. Okay. Now with that hand still in the block, I'm just going to do is push myself back into a hurdle. Coming up onto that right heel, lifting the right toes, and straightening out the right leg. Just pushing my hips back toward that left heel. Okay? With the chin, moving myself forward, planting that right foot, and just slowly moving forward. Okay? The block helps simply by bringing us up a little bit. Okay? And back. One more time. Okay? If you don't need it, you don't have to have it. Just trying to help a bit. Okay? One more time forward. Okay? Now I want you to bring your hands down to the earth. Remove them from that block. We're going to tuck our left toes. And nice and easy, lift that right leg up. Just going to shake it up and out. Do-do-do-do. And drop it down to the earth, finding that down dog. Okay? Move and move. Move and move. Give your head a no nod and a yes shake. Walk the doggy, and then find stillness. We're going to leave the right foot down and lift that left leg up. Okay, and we're going to step that left foot in between the hands, dropping down onto that right knee. Maybe you got that blanket there. Got that block nice and close. It's going to right next to that left foot. I'm going to walk my left foot out, and I'm going to scoot my right knee back just a little bit. Okay, that feels good to me. But you notice my knee is behind the ankle just a little bit. Okay, if you find yourself moving the ankle like this, we need to make sure that that ankle is just a little bit either right under the knee or slightly ahead. Okay, that's good alignment. And the same thing with this right leg. We make sure that we've got as much stretch as we can. Okay, and I've got the block, and it's next to my left foot. All right, got my hands here. I'm going to kind of frame it. Just lift up a little bit. And I'm going to exhale. Push back. Lifting those left toes. All right. Just kind of leaning over the arms as I inhale, lift up. Seeing what I've got in the tank. Yeah. And we exhale. Whoa. Almost fell. Back. And one more time forward. Oh, back. You know what? I'm going to slide an extra one in here because my right knee is always appreciative of this, mostly because it's so cranky. All right. And moving myself forward, I'm going to slide that block out of the way. Frame my hands around that left foot. Tuck the right toes. I'm going to kick that leg up high and settle it back down into my down dog. All right. Walk the dog. Make sure that I'm in a good posture, dropping down to a tabletop. That's always a nice way to measure and adjust as you need. Okay? All right. And when you're ready, I want you to slowly walk your hands into center, walk your feet into center, and meet them there. Bring that block so that it's kind of close by, okay? And you ready? You ready? Okay. Got my feet, they're hip distance apart. I took my hands and go, there they are, right? And I'm going to do slightly bend my knees. Bring those forearms onto the thighs, okay? Seems to be a common theme here, but I want us to be supporting our hamstrings and the low back, even our knees. And when we can do this, it helps the cats too. We can do this by bringing the forearms onto the thighs and actually strengthens our core, yeah, which supports our back. And as we have that stronger core, we have stronger hamstrings, stronger quadriceps, and stronger shoulders, okay? It's all good. It's all connected, right? If you want to sway a little bit here, you can. All right. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my block so that it's the wider way. I'm just going to lay it right down. It's pretty much under my face, okay? Because I'm going to use it, all right? So what I want to do is I'm going to bring my right hand there. And I don't want it to be too far out from the shoulder. I want to kind of be right underneath my chin. So I'm going to bring my right hand down. Maybe just kind of positioning. I want to get a good platform for that hand and not block. And then I'll let my left hand come down and join it. Okay, I'm still kind of bent over. And I'm going to adjust here. I might even bring my hands to the side. Nice and easy. Start to lengthen my legs up. Stay still over that forward fold. Maybe straighten the legs a little bit more. And let that head start to hang. Maybe bend the elbows a little bit. Just kind of find a little bit of a supported forward fold here. And the legs are a little stronger. And I'm swaying just a bit. Yeah. Okay. Move that head side to side. Right. Okay, now we're going to add on just a little bit. Okay. So those feet are hip distance apart. And I'll find some stillness. And I want to do is I'm going to center my right hand onto the mat. Bend your knees just a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to do is really bend this right knee just a little bit more. Start to straighten that left leg. And I'm going to do is lift my left hand up, opening up into a nice little twist. Yeah. That's good. Oh, my hand, you can't see it, but up above me is like waving at everybody. It's nice and wide. I'm going to exhale and bring that left hand down and just kind of let it exchange places with the right. My left knee bends, my right knee bends. They're both here. You know, maybe I just want to chill for a second with both hands there. Okay? I'm going to move to the other side. So the knees are bent, the left hand's onto that mat, on the block. I'm going to continue to bend this left knee just a little bit more and straighten out the right knee. And as I do that, I'm going to lift and bring that right hand up high. Fingers are nice and wide. The right leg is as strong and straight as I can get it. And the left knee and left arm are supporting me. Beautiful work. Exhale, bring yourself back down. Bend the knees, both hands are on that block. The head is hanging heavy. Give it a no nod. Give it a yes shake. And slowly bring your hands down. Start to walk yourself back into that down dog. Oh yeah, baby, it feels good. A big stretch here. And drop down onto your knees. Maybe find your cat-cow. And nice and easy. I want you to drop down onto your sits bones. And bring your feet out in front of you. You know, you got a spoiled cat when she has the mat and you don't. It's okay, she's a good kitty. Yeah, okay. I'm going to do is find fish. Fish, you say? Yes, fish. If you would like to do supported fish, I can do that. But I'm planning to do full fish.
So supported fish. What I'm going to do, if you want to do it, I'm going to put one block so that it kind of supports our shoulders right underneath where the shoulders are. I'm going to take our other block and put it opposite way, a little bit of space, place where our head can lie. Okay? All right. And bend your knees, scoot your bum down just a little bit, and slowly walk yourself down onto your elbows so that that block that's between the shoulder blades is comfortable and allows your back just to chill there. Okay? And it should be equal. You're going to bring your head down onto that block underneath your head and let your shoulders just open up. The arms can come down alongside your hips. You know, and walk your legs out nice and long. Bring the feet together and point your toes. And you can stay here in supported fish, pushing your chest, pushing your belly up, and letting those shoulders just peel open. Okay, eyes look straight to the sky. You're feeling nice and long and strong through the front of your body with those toes pointed and your feet engaged. Okay, now you can stay here as long as you want, and I'll show you how to do regular fish. So I'm just going to walk myself up, bring my hands under my head back, and I move the blocks out of the way. Okay? Yeah. All right. And my legs are long. So what I'm just going to help myself a little bit by bending my knees and bringing the feet up. Okay. And then I'm bring my hands back next to my hips. I'm going to just put the palms into the mat, the fingers pointed toward my toes. I have my arms kind of close to my body. And then I'm just going to one elbow down, next elbow down. Kind of like you're, I don't know, watching a movie or outside watching a concert. Because we'll get there, right? So here's that up. And I start to lower my back. Actually, that's not true. I'm going to just put some weight into our elbows, okay? And I'm going to do is bring my feet out nice and long, and point my toes. Ready? And as I point my toes, I'm going to engage my whole core. My elbows are pretty much under my shoulders, right? And I start to do is push my belly button forward and lift through the front of my body, creating a little bit of an arch, letting my shoulders support my head as it starts to hang down and I'm looking behind me. Okay, feet are pointed, the front of my body's nice and strong. Push that belly up, push the chest up, opening my heart, creating space. And slowly I'm just going to curve that spine, bring the head back up, and gently lower my back down to the mat. I'm going to walk my feet up toward my sits bones and bring those knees up over my hips into my chest. If you are still in supported fish, go ahead and remove your blocks by gently pushing up and gently bringing yourself down to your back. Knees come into your chest just to support that spine. Allow it to go the opposite direction. Okay. All right. Nice and slowly bring the feet down to the mat. Widen your heels a little bit wider than your knees. And we're going to windshield wiper our knees to the left and to the right. Bring your arms out like cactus or capital letter T. Maybe just support the head. Feels best for you. All right? And then slowly bring the feet and the knees back into stillness after you've done both sides. I got to do my right side. I've not quite done that. Okay? And when you're there, the knees are still pointing to the sky. Gently walk your feet in so that they are in alignment with your hips. What I'm going to do is let that left leg go nice and long. I'm going to bring that right knee up, to the shoulder. Got my fingers around the knee or maybe underneath the thigh. Just kind of avoid the ribs and bring that right knee up to the shoulder, finding that wind removing pose. Push the left heel away and flex the left toes toward your shoulder, squeezing that right knee in. Finding a supine twist, we'll leave the left hand on the knee. Let the right hand come out like that extension. Or draw the right knee over toward the left side. Keep the shoulders on the mat. And maybe continue to look up to the sky as you bring that left knee over. Excuse me, the right knee to the left side. Oh, silly me. Now, if you have back pain, I recommend you look toward your knee. If you've got tender tummy, eyes toward the knee. Or you can bring your eyes to the sky. If you'd like to take it a little more advanced and you're able to, you can take your eyes so they look toward the right. This is just strictly what works best for you. Promise. Your next breath in, slowly bring your back to the mat. Bring that right knee back up to the right shoulder, squeeze it in. And then open up your arms just enough that you can bring your left knee up. Bring your fingers to both knees and just gently move side to side. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to transfer the hands over to the left knee. Let that right leg go nice and long. Heel comes down, legs strong and straight, flexing that right foot in toward the knee. Bring that left knee up and around to the shoulder. Squeeze the knee. Avoid the rib cage. Feel a nice big stretch for those hip flexors. Oh, and the inside organs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We'll find a supine twist. So leave the right hand on the knee, left hand out. And we just gently anchor the shoulders and bring the left knee over to the right side of the body. Again, mindful of where your eyes are. Straight ahead, toward the knee. And if you feel a little more needy and a little more advanced, you can bring your eyes over toward that left hand. You do what feels best for you. Honor yourself. And your next breath in. Let's bring that left knee back up to the left shoulder. Your back returns to the mat. We're going to give it a squeeze. We're going to open up the arms. Bring that right knee up there. Maybe find happy baby by bringing your hands to your ankles or the soles of your feet. Just move a little bit. Paddle those feet. Playfully straighten out one leg and back into center. Straighten out the other leg and maybe both. And if it feels good, maybe just squeeze the legs in together and find legs up the wall. Because yoga and legs up the wall are awesome. And then gently bring yourself into stillness if you haven't done legs up the wall. Bend the knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe bring the head off the mat. Squeeze in. And gently and slowly lower the feet. Let your arms hang heavy alongside your body. You straighten out your legs. Maybe you got your bolster or block or blanket nice close by. You can scooch that bolster. I'm grabbing mine with my toes. I'm going to put it underneath. And calves, the knees. And just kind of be. Take a big breath in. Let a big breath go. Take up some space. Get all those wiggles in and out. Another breath in. Another breath out. And then your biggest breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. Settle in and find your Shavasana. stillness. If your life has become quiet and still in your outer world, no much is happening in your inner world. Deep within, the old and the new are stirring, coming together to form a dreamy liquid creation that oozes into the very fabric of your being. This quiet is the feeling you have when a dream or desire is on the way. When this occurs, stay in the silence and stillness. Don't look for physical evidence, and don't wonder what you have to do to bring it into being or how it will happen. When you feel the stillness, take a breath and go within. Exhale and relax. Allow the breath of life to soothe, ease, and soften your entire being. Allow the quiet to be there and move through you. From that quiet, the most beautiful sounds you have ever heard and felt become you. You are hearing the whispers of your heart. Listen and hear your wisdom. Stillness. Whenever you are ready, move those feet, move your fingers, and just nice easy rhythm, bringing yourself right back here. And then gently roll yourself over to your favorite side. Let your knees come up toward your chest, and that favorite side arm be a pillow. It's okay. Your hands by your face. Gently press yourself up into a seated position. Remembering your 5 sense check-in, doing it later. And don't worry if it's not in the same order. You've got 5 senses. Sometimes one needs more than the other. We take a breath in and bring our hands high overhead. And we exhale those hands into our heart center. Namaste means the light in me honors the light in you. And I do. I honor the light, the love, the beauty, the truth, kindness in you, because it's in me too. And with these things shared, there is nothing different or distant between us. We are the same. And thankfully, one. From my very grateful heart to yours. Namaste. Thanks for taking time for you and making time for you. I miss you, and I'll see you soon.